Imperial Assassins. They're the ones sent in by the High Lords of Terror to take out the Imperium's enemies. And today, we're going to be painting one. So here we have the sprue. I'm liking how this looks. The sprues are, I don't know if you can be able to see it, but the sprue's a little bit warped and a little bit bent, but that's something we can work with. I wanted one of these for a very long time. I think they are really, really cool. They're very expensive point wise, but hopefully it should help me win against my girlfriend. But yeah, this is good. This is gonna look good. This is gonna look good. I'm thinking maybe a green color to him, maybe a grey. I'm not entirely sure yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to making this and painting it. So the Vindicator Assassin, this is used by the High Lords of Terror to take out the enemies of the Imperium, and well, again, we now have one. So the Vindicator Assassin has a movement of 7 inches, toughness of 4, saving throw of 6, and an invulnerable save of 4. Wounds of 4, leadership we don't care about, and objective control we don't care about. The main stuff I want to be using on this miniature is the Exodus rifle. It has a range of 48 inches, attack of 1, ballistic skill of 2+, strength of 8, AP -3, a damage of D3 +3. This miniature here should help me take out my girlfriend's nids. I'm hoping to look at one of her nids and go, I want to take that out and obliterate it. I've seen people paint these, and it was one of these things where I saw it in my local game shop and I was like, fuck, I need it. So I ended up picking it up. I think I picked it up about a month or 2 ago now. I've only just gotten around to painting it, but it's a very small miniature, but God, was it a joy to paint. Okay, so here we have it. I've not glued it together properly just yet. As you can probably see, I've put a bit of blue tack and all that sort of stuff just to hold them together, because I like to paint things separately because I'm not a very good painter. What I'm thinking with this guy here is I'm thinking about using some Caliban green. It's a lovely colour. I'm thinking about mixing it with some black. It's just, I think it's going to look so cool in Caliban green with a bit of black into it, and then probably highlight it with maybe some orc flesh or something like that. Yeah, I think he's going to look really, really cool. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see, I have gone ahead, I have base coated the backdrop, and I have base coated and sprayed this guy as well, along with his arm and his las rifle. So the mixture was Caliban green and some Dubal brown, thinned down, and then some retarder as well to stop the paint from drying, because it is really hot in the UK currently. I think this come out really, really nicely. It's not too dark, it's not too light, and it's not completely black. If you look at it, it would be like, oh yeah, that's the green. Whilst a quick glance, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's a, you know. I think it come out really, really nicely. So I'm going to wait for this guy to dry before I start with the accents and that sort of stuff. I'm thinking maybe doing it in corn red, or maybe Mephiston red, or even a nice, like, maybe this Nagaroth purple. But that's something I'm going to have to figure out in a few. So whilst we wait for this to dry, I want to go and tackle the base. So as you can see, I've already base coated it. It's already been primed black. This was Colourforge Corvus black, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong. I was in fact wrong. It is Raven black, not Corvus. But I want to do a bit more to this base. I want to add some more skulls, and I want to do some texturing. So for that, we're going to be using this technical aggregate paste. I love this stuff. All my miniatures has this stuff. It is absolutely brilliant. And then after that, once that is all dried and resprayed, we will probably go and use some pigment fix. Normally I use this neutral umber pigment fix, but I'm thinking about going for this light slate grey, sorry, because he's meant to be in an urban setting instead of out in the desert like most of my Marines are. So I think we should crack on with this and see how far that gets. So literally for any base I do, I always use the technical aggregate paste, and I'm always using a dry brush of some like a stone color or a dirt color. My go-to dirt color is going to be Steel Legion Drab. That is my main go-to for any sort of dirt or soil. That is always base coat with a black. In this case it was Raven Black. And then just a dry brush all over it, and then I normally get either non-oil or Avrax Earthshade and put that in the recesses just to give everything a bit more shadow and whatnot to whatever it is I am painting. So up next we are doing all of the straps, ammunition and whatnot on the miniature. So for all the straps around it, I was using Corn Red. I love Corn Red. It is one of my favorite Citadel colors. It goes on really nicely and it dries a really nice dark red, and if you throw Avrax over it, it comes out beautifully. I was gonna do a purple, but the purple didn't really sit with me, so in the end I decided to go with the Corn Red. So up next on the miniature, we did all of the shell casings, well not shell casings, but all the bullets on the arms and all the skulls. For that, I was using Hobolite Gold by Army Painter, and it is one of their speed paints. Said this in the last video. Their speed paints, I'm really starting to like them, and I think I'm gonna have to pick a load more up. I'm thinking about getting some silvers or some more bronzes and whatnot. I've already got a few of them, but their metallics, their metallics are really starting to win me over. So trying to paint all these little bits on this miniature was an absolute nightmare. As I said earlier, I am very much used to the Marines, the vehicles, the bigger stuff. And doing this, it really took a lot of concentration for me to do, because again, I'm not used to painting the small details and the small bits. I was going to do an Astra Militarum Force/Army, but I think that is now going to be on the back burner just because of this miniature right here. I think it all came out very nicely in the end, but I don't think I'll be doing one of these again in a hurry. Okay, so here is where we are. We're here with this. I am liking how this guy looks so far. The slight tinge of the green, the red accents on his leather bits, the color of the ammunition. For that, I ended up using this Army Painter speed paint. This is Hobolite Gold, and I'm telling you, this stuff is amazing. I'm really starting to like Army Painter and their metallics. I'm thinking about getting some silvers in the near future. But yeah, so with this guy here, I was going to do a skull face. I was going to swap out his face for some skulls from the skull box kit, but I couldn't get it to work. So in the end, I ended up just going with silver on the face mask and then like a skull look on the top. That was achieved with some Screaming Skull and then a contrast of Skeleton Horde thinned down with some Lathium Medium. Or no, sorry, Technical Contrast Medium. And that just helped to thin it down ever so slightly. But yeah, mate, I'm loving this guy. He's looking phenomenal. Especially the green. I like how you look at it and go, oh, you know, that's black. Oh, wait, no, it's actually green. He's looking really good so far. But, however, the next bit we've got to go on to is the weapon. So with this, I am thinking maybe possibly going red or even a different color. Maybe an orange. Or even just like, maybe this Dark Reaper might look good. yeah, it's just something I need to figure out, and then we'll get there. I think I'm gonna go for the red. I think I'm gonna go with corn red. I love red weapons. They just look absolutely amazing. So I think that is what we're gonna go with. And then the accents are all the silver bits. We might do maybe in brass scorpion, or maybe a silver. I don't know. I think I'm gonna start off with the red, see how far we get, and we'll go from there. Okay then, so moving on to the las rifle. I went for corn red again. Corn red is just one of my favourite reds for weapons. Every single weapon I have is done in corn red. Yeah, original, I know, but I should have gone for something different. I think I'm going to have to start playing around with other colours on some weapons. I've got some spare bits and pieces somewhere that I'm gonna play around with. But the corn red went on quite easily. Again, with how small the miniature was, it was a bit difficult to try and get it in certain places. There was some bits in the weapon that I missed out, but you can't see those in the miniature. In my eyes, what's the point in painting something if you're not going to see it, you know? But yeah, so the three main colours on this weapon was the corn red, I believe Iron Warriors silver, and Avarax Earthshade. Avarax Earthshade just puts a nice sort of grungy tinge on the weapon afterwards. So here we are. The miniature is now finished. I'm going to go over a few things I liked about it, a few things I didn't like about it. The first things I like is the colour. I am very happy with the colour that I got on the actual guy himself. The very tinge of the green looks really, really good. It's still got that black. It still looks fantastic. In the end, I did end up going through with some Dark Reaper just for the highlights, and I think the highlights in the Dark Reaper look really, really good. The red weapon looks fantastic as well. I left the suppressor, silencer, whatever you want to call it, I left that the original colour instead of painting it silver. Just it breaks up that weapon a little bit more. Ended up using some Iron Warriors, metallic on it, and then a thin wash of Avarax Earthshade. For the hands, I ended up going with some Screaming Skull on the hands, just to make them look a bit bony. I know they're meant to be sort of a silver, as like an exoskeleton or something, but I thought the bone would look really cool and would go with the head. Apart from that, I love it. I love the little pillar on the back as well. I love the skulls on the base, the dust as well. I'm probably gonna dust off a bit of this dust, just a slight bit more, just so there's not a lot on there. But God, does he look good. Looking forward to using him on the tabletop as well. Looking forward to seeing how he fares against my girlfriend's Tyranids, and soon to be her Death Guard as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is a cool miniature. The things I didn't like about it, how small it is. I'm used to painting Space Marines. I'm used to painting a slightly bigger Astartes and all this sort of stuff. I was planning on doing an Astra Militarum army, but I don't think that's going to happen now with just how small these guys are. But yeah, God, is he cool? Is he cool? If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, do go and follow my TikTok in the description below. I always go and post what I've recently painted on there. There's a lot of things that I do, that I paint, that I don't record for, and you will see those on TikTok. Also go follow the Instagram as well. This is mine and my girlfriend's Instagram. We post a lot of what we paint and what we do on there as well. So tell me, guys, what would you do differently about this guy? What would you paint him? What would you paint differently about him? How would you paint him? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, looking forward to see how this guy does. Yeah, he looks fantastic. I shall see you guys later, and goodbye.